Hello, I'm Alice. I'm a board game enthusiast, specialized in Eurogames mainly, but I love a lot of different games, and I really like Essen Spiel Fair, and I will be there in October. And before that, I will try to get as many information as I can from the game I'm interested in, and I wanted to share that with you and maybe give you some information. I don't have any privileged information. I only gather my information online, mainly from Board Game Geek, in fact. So the Essen Spiel preview is now available. So this is a big list with a lot and lot of titles that will be released in Essen Spiel. It will be completed during all summer and until the fair. And I'm just picking things that will be released or demoed at Essen and read rules when they are available. And the first one I read is Tigerden. Yeah, sorry, I'm French. I guess you can hear that. I'm trying to speak English. I hope to be clear enough, and if not, I'm hoping that you will get information otherwise. You can activate the subtitle, which may help understanding my accent. Google understand it. I just met this game, Tigerden, and it's a game released by Albi. So Albi is a publisher who publishes quite a lot of games, usually more familiar games, but sometimes a little heavier games. This is, I think, a midweight game, like not really expert, but maybe in like the entrance to experts. This is from Tomáš Holek. I think I pronounce it not the right way at all. He's a new author, and he's releasing 3 games simultaneously at the fair. City has been kind of talked about, but the other 2 a little less. Okay, so in the forum, somebody pointed out that the rules were available on Albi sites. So on their website, the rules in English are available, so it's kind of easy to reach and kind of easy to read, in fact, because they are okay written, not great but not bad at all. It's very understandable, and I just read that, and I will try to give back to you what I did get from the rules about what kind of game this is. Okay, so Tigerden is some kind of a light Eurogame where you will build some production of tea, then store these teas that will either decrease or increase in quality depending of if it's fermented or not, each end of round. There is 5 rounds in the game, and each round you can take 3 or 4 turns. These turns will be taken by with cards, so you have a hand of 4 cards initially, and you will play some of them to accumulate strengths, to have a main action of a certain strength. This can also give you a secondary action. You can have a bunch of free action or bonuses from the different action you make, and you will use this card to get strengths, acquire new cards to have stronger cards and stronger action next turn, 3 or 4 times per round. At the end of the round, you will harvest more tea, and you will draw 4 more cards. If you have still cards in your hand, you can keep them. If you have none, you get 4 anyway. So this is some kind of deck building, but I think there is some component of hand management, because all the cards you get go directly into your hand. You can trash card directly from your deck and not only from the discard. There is only 5 runs, so this should the deck should run out very few times, but maybe you can build it so you can draw more. Okay. So the idea of the game, as I said, you have a few cards in hand, initially 4, and with this card you are trying to make action. To make action, you are going to put numbers of cards on the action slot of the current turn in the run. So for example, here in the first turn, this player played a strength of 2 to do some one of the 5 main actions. The first main action possible is to acquire new card. When you try to acquire a new card, you can only acquire up to your strength. So if you have only 2, you will choose from the top 3 cards, and then afterward it will be shifted to the left and more cards will be less expensive. To buy that, you need some tea. So tea is the main currency for everything. It's a resource management with only one resource, tea, which can be fresh or fermented, so green or brown. And you have here, for example, if you want this card, you have to have a strength of 2. And then you will have to pay 3 tea of quality, at least 1. This is the quality of your tea. So this is quality 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So you can take any leaf for this, and this you will need to have tea at least in bowl 2. Here, bowl 3 at least. Fermented tea is just better than fresh tea. So black tea is better than green tea. So if you need to pay some green tea but you only have brown, or you want to pay brown because you want to keep your green for other things that require higher quality, you can. So you will have to have the right strength, the right amount of tea and spend it, and the right teapot. The teapot you get is the one on top of your actions. So for now I have 1 green teapot and 1 red teapot. I don't have a grey teapot that I need there, but I can spend, if I want, 2 fermented tea or 3 regular tea to have any teapot I want. In fact, this is a joker. Okay, grey is any teapot, so I have this. Here I won't have the blue teapot. So I can take the card and the card come into my hand, and so I can use it in a later turn, including this round, including for this spot or this spot of action. So this is the first action. Second action will be to place pagoda on the board. Pagoda, which is what enables you to harvest tea. So when you place a pagoda, you have to place it adjacent to an existing pagoda across one border, but you can place it further if you want to pay extra strength. The strength you need to place pagoda depend on which pagoda you place and not of the region in which you place it. So if I want to place this pagoda 5, I need a 5 strength. If I want to place it further, so 1 region away, for example, I need 2 extra points. This is right in here, and so I will need 7 to put it there. The region gives different immediate bonus and scrolls that can be used later, and they will enable you to harvest tea of a certain quality. So the further away you are, the better are the harvested leaf when you harvest them. So this was the second action, place a pagoda. Then you will have the ability to sell to the caravan your tea. So here you can sell, for example, 2 tea to draw a card, or 4 tea to draw a card and trash definitively a card either from the deck or discard your hand. And on the top of that, if you have enough strengths, you score points. So you need to have this strength to be able to play this card, but the more you have, the more points you have, and eventually you will get this Emperor token, which will give you an extra action later that will enable you to trash a card on your deck and other things. So this is exchange with a caravan. Then you can ferment your tea. So this is how you make brown tea. You take green teas and you reverse it to brown teas. For that you will look at the strength of your action, for example 2, and you will turn as many green leaves to brown leaves at their current quality. So just switching the color. And there is one last action. Yeah, the last action you can do is immediately harvest more leaves. So usually in between turns, every of your pagoda will harvest leaves, but you can do an immediate harvest action, which enable each of, okay, if you have a strength 3 of your pagoda, if you have strength 2 of your pagoda, but always different. So as many pagoda as the strength you play to harvest immediately some leaves. So each of the selected pagoda will harvest one green leaf of the quality of their region. So this is how you play your turn. You play one main action, and then this is the next player, etc., etc. In fact, you can do more in one turn, because when you play a main action, sometimes you will earn some bonuses right away. And if the top card that you play for strength has one of these symbols, this means you can have a secondary action. For example, this secondary action enables you to take one cup from one region you are present. So I will be able, as yellow player, to take either this one or this one and put it in front of me. And I'm going to do a row or several rows if I want of these cups. Each time I take a new cup, I can connect it to an old one, and then I will in one cup token that will put in between them. I can accumulate several in once, because sometimes I can earn extra token. And this token will enable me at any time to be discarded to win either one or the other bonus on one of each side immediately. So, for example, if I took these two cups in different previous turn, I will be able to either draw a card or have a leaf of strength 2. Another secondary action like this is to go on the university. This is a university track. You have a meeple there which will move around this track, and each time you move a quarter and you choose one of the two bonuses and you take it. So for example, here is fermenting 2 leaves and have an emperor token. If you do a full turn, you will go again, but you put a maple on the center because it will worth 10 points, and you will have points if you turn a lot. There is an extra action. I don't know if it's represented here. It's represented here, which is going on the river. So this makes your boats advance one step on the river, and you will take the bonuses there. So we'll try to do great combos between these different actions to have bonuses which will enable you to do more. So this is the secondary action. Then you have 3 actions that you can do at any time. We already talked about cup token action, so you remove a cup token and do one action next to it. There is this emperor track, which asks you to spend emperor tokens and leaves of a certain quality to be able to win some big bonuses. And these bonuses always include trashing a card, which will enable you to have a better deck, and sometimes enable you to earn this big emperor cards. So this is like action card. You will just take them in your hand and you will be able to play them. They have apparently high force, and they have secondary action. So this is not an action, this is an immediate bonus when you play it, so you can do both that and a secondary action. For example, here is fermenting 4 leaf, drawing 2 cards and discarding 2 cards, and this is points at the end of the game depending on one criteria. I think this is the time you went on the river or something like this. This is 12 points. This is for brown leaves at the end of the game. So you have big scoring and big actions. So this seems nice, I guess. I didn't say you can also spend 3 brown leaves to be able to redo your secondary action a second time. And I'm guessing you will have a lot of things to do in one turn when things are going okay, and at the same time every action is quite easy. So I didn't play it, so I don't really know, but the turns seem to be quite fluent, quite easy to run. Just one main action, one secondary action, eventually 3 actions. You have to resolve this in the order you want at your turn, which will give you different bonuses. Okay, so this is one turn on one player. Once everybody did one turn, we did a second one, and then third one, and then we might take a 4th one, but you have to pay for that. You have to pay 3 leaves, including 1 brown, because brown leaves can be paid at any time instead of green leaves. And then this is the end of the turn. So at the end of the turn, you remove the leftmost card and shift the market. So this is usual, you move a rune market, but there is also something that happens, which is the leaves are getting old. So fermented leaves will move one step up of quality, and fresh leaves will lose quality. So if you just turn your fresh leaves to fermented leaves, it will be upgraded instead of degraded. And brown leaves can always be used as green leaves, so this seems nice, but at the same time you need to do other actions too. So maybe you won't be able to do it in the right timing. It seems to have a lot of timing and bonuses and combo, which is something I really like in games. And then every of your pagoda will harvest new leaves. So every pagoda will harvest two green leaves of their region quality. So as a yellow player here, I will harvest two quality leaves and two 3 quality leaves that I will take into my bowls in front of me to have new leaves to process for next turn. Then everybody draws 4 new cards. We do not discard our hand in the end of the turn, so if we draw a lot or if we didn't want to do big action on one turn, you still have this card for next turn. You can really manage in several rounds, I think. It seems nice to do a lot of action early, but you might have reason not to. And that's basically it. So at the end of the game you will score some points for how far away you went on the academic, for your special scoring on Emperor cards. All of your cards also have points on them, and I think from maybe remaining things, but I'm not absolutely sure about this. Also, if you completed when you take 2 of this cup and you put it side to side, if it's the right color in the intersection, it's better. But in any case, you take this cup token to use the extra action, but you will have points if you have a lot of these corresponding symbols. It might be a little a point salad at the end, because there is quite a lot of points awarded for nearly everything. So I'm waiting to play it to see how it goes at the end, and is this satisfying enough? Anyway, I really want to try it. This seems to be a midweight game with a lot of Eurogame components, with some kind of deck building, hand management between both of them, and resource management with only one resource, but this tricky timing thing about when we are going to increase or decrease the quality of the leaves. Bonuses that give you bonuses that can give you some kind of combo feeling, I guess. And yeah, this seems like a game I want to try. It is really colorful, which I like personally, and I want to check it out at Essen Spiel in October. So this is still a few months away. Anyway, I will try to do some other preview of game. I only read the rules. English is not my first language, and maybe this is hard to understand. If you don't like what I do, this is not a problem. I completely understand that this is kind of peculiar and very homemade. If you like it, please subscribe. It will be really nice for me. So I opened this secondary English-speaking channel because I'm guessing that people who want to hear me speak English doesn't want to hear me speak French, even if you can activate subtitles. But I have other videos in my French channel, and I have a Ko-fi page if some of you want to give some money because you like what I do and think this is useful and want me to enjoy the fair. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and see you maybe in a new video soon. Bye!